Hello guys and girls, welcome back to the Racing Line for a brand new circuit guide here on the channel. You guys have asked and you shall receive. That's right, it's touring car time. This is week 1 of season 1 2022 in the D-Class Fixed Touring Car Challenge with me driving the brand new Honda Civic Type R. This week we are at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, the GP pits layout, and the date and time is set to the 1st of March 2022 at 1:35 in the afternoon to match the official race time sent out on the Season 1 PDF. All circuit guides are run with the sprint setup, same format as before, breakdown lap followed by a full speed uninterrupted lap followed by an off-board lap, and as usual, this of course is filmed before the week has begun, so it's difficult to compare lap times, but let's see if we can help you guys find some time. So here we go then, coming down the main straight, we're starting off on the right hand side and we slowly drift over to the left hand side, ready for the hairpin, right hand hairpin of turn 1. The braking zone, nice and easy to spot, it's the 100 metre board. Make sure you brake as you go past it though, not now when you can see it, but as you go past it, hard on the brakes, right down into first gear, turn in, use that wall as the apex, not the curb, and then early on that power, using all the track on the exit, keeping 2 wheels on that curb so that you don't get a 1x. The new track limits are in play on this circuit. Of course, you can use as much track as you need sometimes, but sometimes it still gives you a 1x. That's fine, you can cut that curb at the bottom of Eau Rouge. It's easy flat in this car, as long as you don't cut too much of that left-hander at the top of the hill, you should be fine. You can use pretty much a lot of the curb. Don't go into 6th gear until you reach about 131 miles an hour in the Honda Civic. And then it's just a nice long straight. You can have a big old breather before you have to think about your next braking zone, which is another easy one to spot. It's the start of this curb on the left-hand side. We're going to be hard on the brakes from 6th down into 3rd gear, and we're going to start to coast in towards the apex. Use a little bit of the apex curb on the throttle. Lift off again for this apex, back on the throttle again. Get to the left-hand side, lift off again, and back on the throttle again. Hit that right-hand side apex and use all the curb on the exit. Careful of the gravel on the left. Stick to the left-hand side, and again, our braking zone is the start of the curve. This braking zone is downhill. To get hard on the brakes, we're going to go from 5th down into 2nd gear. You can see we start turning in, and we want to hold it right tight to the right-hand side curb all the way around, just feathering the throttle, get that power on nice and early, and get over to the right-hand side. As soon as you touch the curb on the right, quick dab of the brakes to get the nose turned in, and then back on that power as you go down the hill towards Poo on a fast left-hand corner. Our braking zone a little bit tricky to spot on this corner. It's the little orange Marshall door on the right-hand side in that fence. We're going to dab our brakes from 5th, and we're going to go down into 4th gear as we trail brake into this first apex, and then start accelerating all the way through the corner, right out to the right-hand side curb, back to the left-hand side apex, and you can probably bring it back out to the right again. You don't have to use that part of the track if you don't need to. This braking zone is a little bit tricky. I used the bridge here, which I actually think is a little bit early from looking at it. But when I was driving, it felt safe. You could try and push it towards the start of the curb once again. It's 3rd gear through this S, all the way through the right-hander, lift off for the 2nd apex, and again back on that power, using all the curb on the exit, keeping 2 wheels on the track. Over to the left-hand side now, another braking zone using the curb on the left, from where it changes from grey to red and white. And we're going to dab the brakes, get down to 3rd gear, turn it into the apex. You'll understeer a little bit, but get on that power nice and early, using all the track on the exit. Keep 2 wheels on the red and white curb. Flat out through here in 4th gear. Try and keep the steering as light as possible. You don't want to fully lock it to the right to try and make it around that corner. You'll scrub off loads of speed, nice and smooth, using as much track as you can without getting a 1x. It's flat out all the way through here. You don't need to worry about this. Over to the right hand side in 6th gear. Flat out here quite easily, only after your warm-up lap. Your out lap, you might struggle to do it flat, but definitely flat after that. This braking zone is not the 150 metre board. It's about 2 car lengths past it. There's some dirt on the road, which I use. It's hard on the brakes from 6th all the way down into 1st gear. And then feather the throttle through. Quick lift off for the apex again. And then back on the power. Nice and early, using all the track on the exit. Up through the gears. Be careful to not hit that rev limiter. You'll lose a little bit of speed there. And across the line for a 2:34.7. Let's do the same thing. Full speed uninterrupted. 100 metre board on the left. Hard on the brakes from 5th down to 1st. Turn in. Use the wall as an apex. Get on that power nice and early as soon as you hit that apex point, using all the track on the exit. Keep your right wheels on the red and white curb at most. It's flat out obviously down this hill. You can hold it towards the wall, slowly drift over to the left hand side as you head towards the bottom of the hill. You can cut loads of curb on the left, not too much, you will get a 1x. Flat out through this, hold it tight to the right. You can use a bit of curb there as well, as long as you keep 2 wheels on the track. And there we go, flat out, nice and easy. We're going to change up into 6th now, just as the lights flash there on the little rev range in front of your eyes. Keep it to the left hand side now. We're looking for that curb to start on the left. As soon as we see that curb, we're going to go from 6th, hard on the brakes, down to 3rd. Coast in towards the apex, get on that power, and then lift off. Hit the apex, get on the power, get it to the left hand side of the track, lift off towards the apex. Start accelerating before the apex through that corner because you've got a bit of extra runoff that you can use to carry the speed through. Downhill now, the curb's going to start. Hard on the brakes, down to second gear, coast in. Hold it tight to this right-hand side curb. Once you reach that midpoint, start smoothly accelerating, being careful that you want to get on the right-hand side here. As soon as you hit the curve on the right, dab the brakes, get it turned in towards the apex, start accelerating through from that mid-apex point again. Keep it on the right-hand side now. We're looking for the orange gap in the fence on the right. There it is. Hard on the brakes, down to fourth, coast in, hit that first apex, and now start accelerating smoothly, just trusting you're going to make it. You can see I had a little confidence lift there after I initially put the power down. I was just accelerated slightly too early or carried too much speed in. Going to brake under the Alliance bridge there. Hard on the brakes, down to third, get it turned in, mount the curve on the right-hand side, and it really opens up this left-hander. Get on that power. As soon as you lift off, hit that apex, get on the power as soon as you can. Over to the left-hand side now. Watch for the curve to change colour. There it is. Hard on the brakes, down to third, hit towards the apex, early on the power, using all the track on the exit, keeping two wheels on that red and white curve. Flat out in fourth gear through here. You can see again, actually, I had a little bit of a confidence lift. You can do that flat. Ignore me. Obviously got a little bit scared on this lap because I wanted to keep it valid. Flat out now all the way through here. Again, changing gear at 131 miles an hour, or 211 kilometers an hour by the looks of it on the dashboard. Flat out in here through sixth gear. Again, don't use too much steering angle. You want to try not to scrub off any speed through that corner. Just past the 150 meter board on the left-hand side now. There's the dirt on the road. Hard on the brakes, going down through the gears. Hit first, hit this first apex, start accelerating out. Lift off, hit towards the second apex, and then get early on that power. Flat out. Look at the sharp curve of acceleration on the throttle in the telemetry, up through the gears and across the line. And that is a lap of Spa-Francorchamps in the Honda Civic Type R. That, as usual, is pretty much it from me. I hope you like this video. I hope it helps out. Don't forget to keep those likes and comments coming in. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's a big ask, but for some reason I set a little personal challenge of hitting 4,000 subscribers before Christmas. We hit 1,000 subscribers last year at Christmas. Can it be done? It's about 200 in 2 weeks. That's over to you guys. Of course, it means a lot when you comment and like the videos anyway, and I thank you for the support thus far. And if I don't see you on track this week, then I'll see you next week for the next video here on The Racing Line. Peace!